Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jai Hind, Namaskar. So, I welcome you all to this daily newspaper editorial analysis session. And I hope that I am properly audible and visible to all of you. So, last day we had the prelims examination. And again, in prelims examination, we have seen that the relevance of current affairs. This is something which has again increased. The relevance of current affairs has again increased in your preparation, in prelims also, and for mains it is always there. So good morning everyone and welcome to the session. So we are going to start our editorial sessions, and if we talk about why this is important, it is something which can help you to complete your syllabus. It is something which is going to help you in notes making also. It is something which is going to help you in answer writing as well as perspective development. So when you are reading the editorials on daily basis, when you are completing the editorials on daily basis, you are getting a number of benefits. So yes, how was your paper? How was your paper, Ginny? So let's see the topics which we are having today. The first topic is related to energy security and supply. The first topic which we are going to see is about energy security and supply. Now, you may have seen this one topic, energy security. Energy security. This is something which has been most repeated topic. This is something which is most repeated topic of 2 months, or we can say now 3 months. In the last 3 months, this has been the most repeated topic. So there is a probability that you might be expecting some questions around this energy security. Similarly, green energy transition. This is also something which is a recurring theme. It is also a recurring theme. It is also getting repeated multiple times. You can expect some question here also. And then we have the Indian economic situation also. The present economic situation which you should be aware for. So for 2026 mains, like for this year mains, 2026 mains, all these three topics are very much crucial. तो इस साल के मेंस के लिए ये तो टॉपिक जो है वो काफी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स रहेंगे. कीप दिस इन माइंड. Now let's start discussing about this. Let's first start with the first topic. Okay. There was a news article just 1 week back that the US has ended the Russian oil waiver. So what will be the implication for India? Now at that time, US has ended the waiver, but again some waiver has been granted. Current affairs batch for 2027, when will it become? Like last day also I told you that we are going to announce it in like the next 6-7 days itself. So we will be announcing it very soon. So don't worry about it. We are going to announce it quite soon. So here we have the first topic, the US impact on the oil, or the in general impact on the oil. Okay. I will come to this part. That many of you are thinking yes, there is one question that we are fresher, but many students are preparing for UPSC from many times. So our preparation is worth it or not? See this one thing. If you see the question paper every year, it is not that we are having a repeating type of question. So when we are not having a repeating type of question, so it makes a level playing ground for everyone. When UPSC is changing the question pattern every year, so it is bringing everyone to the same level. When it is doing some innovation in it, it is bringing everyone to the same level. So that is one equalizing force. And yes, if you have given the exam, if you have If you have completed the syllabus once, then yes, you are going to get some extra advantage. That is for sure. That is for sure. But every year, you will have to do the same effort. You will have to put in the same effort. And in fact, you have to do extra effort every time. It's not one-time preparation. It's not like once you have completed prelims, so next year you don't have to worry for prelims. Every time you have to worry for prelims. Every single time. So this is the nature of examination. Knowledge, experience matter. Yes, of course it matters. But it's not that you cannot achieve that in 1 year or 1.5 years. Questions were lengthy. West Bengal PCS exam. No need to worry. Just follow the pattern, follow the previous year question and prepare for it. So let's start our session. See, what is the context? Right now we see that the global energy disruption, this is caused by two factors. First thing is the sanction regime on Russia. Russia is one of the major producer of oil. Russia is one of the major producer of oil, and US is imposing sanction on Russia from time to time. Sometimes it is providing waivers, sometimes it is again imposing the sanctions. So this is like one of the challenge. Second, US-Iran conflict and the disruption of Strait of Hormuz. So right now there are two major factors. Right now there are two major factors. One is disruption of a Strait of Hormuz. Second is sanction regime on Russia. Okay, Harshit, we will come back to the question of preparation. Let us first discuss these things. Then at the end of the session, I will come to your questions that what should be your strategy forward. So see this one part. Sanction regime on Russia and US-Iran conflict. These are the two major factors which are leading to the global oil supply disruption. Now, if we talk about India, India is importing nearly 90% of our crude oil. India is also the third largest importer as well as one of the fastest growing energy consumer. So we see that we are importing it. Our energy demand is also increasing. Our energy demand is also increasing. And third part, that we are going to have this rise with respect to industrialization, urbanization, and expanding mobility. It means our consumption is going to increase. Our consumption is going to increase, plus we are having a dependence. So we see that consumption, this one thing is increasing. And at the same time, dependence, this is too high. Dependence is too high. And third factor, we see that global supply chain. The global supply chain, this is getting disrupted. So we are having a high dependence, almost 85 to 90%. We see that our demand is increasing day by day. And at the same time, we also see that the global supply chain, it is having a highly volatile period. It is having a highly volatile period. Now, in this situation, what it is impacting? It is impacting our transport cost. It is leading to food inflation, fertilizer subsidies, manufacturing competitiveness, and household spending. We see that this one is increasing. Transport cost is increasing. Food inflation is also increasing. Subsidy is also increasing. So here it means there is going to be a more pressure on government. There is going to be higher fiscal deficit. There is going to be a higher fiscal deficit also. Then manufacturing competitiveness, it is going to decrease. And household spending, it is going to increase. So when this is increasing, then what we see, saving, it is going to decrease. If saving decrease, it means investment is also going to decrease. Investment, if it is decreasing, then capital formation, this is something which is also going to decrease. You can see that there are multiple things which are related to each other. We see that the transport cost is increasing, the food inflation is increasing, fertilizer subsidy is also increasing. So it is going to put more pressure on the government, higher fiscal deficit also. So that is one of the challenge. Then we see the manufacturing competitiveness, it is going to decrease. This means export is going to decrease. Export is also going to decrease. So this is one of the part that how this energy crisis is impacting the different sectors of the Indian economy. Okay. Now in this part, we see that higher crude oil, because of this we see that import will be costly, inflation and rupee depreciation. A Strait of Hormuz, it is leading to supply uncertainty, LPG and fuel logistic stress. Shipping insurance, it is going to increase. Higher crude cost, refining margin pressure will increase. Then Russian crude restrictions, this is going to reduce the supply flexibility, higher cost. Freight disruptions, delayed cargo, inventory and stock management strain. So we see that this entire thing is going to create a lot of challenges for the Indian economy. This energy sector is not only impacting the energy, it is having impact on all the sectors of the economy, all the major sectors of the economy. Okay. We are going to have the shipping restrictions. This is one of the challenges. Insurance controls, financial sanctions, tanker blacklisting, all these problems are there, which we see that right now during this Strait of Hormuz and Russian oil crisis, all these challenges are emerging. Now in this situation, what is the solution for India? What is the solution for India? Like how we need to overcome this? How we can overcome from this scenario, from this challenging scenario, how we can overcome? So first part is that we cannot rely on opportunistic crude sourcing during crisis. Like last time in 2022, we became very much dependent on Russia, and then during this present crisis, now we are getting again oil from Russia or from Venezuela. So we are not having a policy, rather than that we are having a reaction. We are not having a fixed policy, rather than that we are having a reactionary policy. That this, if this is changing, we are going to other source. If that is changing, we are going to another source. So we don't have a fixed policy. We are having a reactionary approach rather than a proper planning. So this is one of the part which we have to understand. Then we have to expand our strategic petroleum reserves. Right now we have a reserve of only 11 days. We have a reserve of only 11 days. So that is a challenging part for us. Then we see that we have to diversify crude sourcing regions. In normal times also, in general times also, we need to diversify our source. If we are dependent on one source or two sources, then there is going to be a challenge. We have to sourcing regions. If we are heavily dependent on West Asia, and if there is a conflict in West Asia, it is going to create a challenge for us. So we have to diversify the areas. Then we see we have to strengthen domestic exploration. If there is a domestic source of crude oil, we have to look for it. We have to get the methane gas. We have to get for this crude oil. If we are having sources, we need to exploit them. Then we have to look at improving the refining flexibility, that our refining capacity can be increased or decreased as per the requirement. That if we have to increase our refining capacity, that should be flexible. Then at the same time, we have to accelerate the gas-based infrastructure. Crude oil dependence is something which is very much challenging. But natural gas, it can be one of the solutions. So we have to improve the CNG or LNG infrastructure. We have to focus on CNG and LNG infrastructure. Then at the same time, we have to expand alternative energy like the renewables. And we have to reduce the dependence on vulnerable maritime choke points like Strait of Hormuz, like Strait of Malacca. We are heavily dependent. We are heavily dependent on both these straits. We are heavily dependent on both these straits. Right now, the problem is only in Strait of Hormuz. If tomorrow there is a problem in Strait of Malacca, then where are we going to go? Where are we going to get our oil? So our dependence on choke points is a concern. Our dependence on the choke points is a concern. We need to address it. So this is one of the way, this is one of the option we have to go. Then which way to explore? Explore what? We can explore for resources in our country. Second thing is, we have to accelerate the gas infrastructure. Like if we have to go for CNG or LNG, we should be doing this. Okay. We have to diversify the source. We have to expand the reserves. Like during this crisis, we have seen that China and other countries, they are having a strategic reserves of more than 100 days, 150 days. And we are having a strategic reserve of 10 or 20 days. Path or a strait? Okay. You are saying that which way we have to explore. If you look at the US has led to creation of this Panama Canal. Why? They knew that the other areas are a concern. It is not that much beneficial for them. So way back in 1900 itself, they have gone for Panama Canal. Now Strait of Malacca is a choke point, but we are not searching for alternatives. We are not searching for alternatives. It means we have to look beyond this. We have to look for alternatives. We have to look for other sources from where we can get the oil. So this is the first part. This is the first topic. What is our energy dependence and what is the challenge because of that? I hope this part is clear. See, हमने क्या क्या देखा यहाँ पे? What we have seen here. First part is we have seen the global shock. Then we have seen India's position. Challenge for India. And we have seen alternatives. So these are the main thing which we have got as part of this editorial. इस एडिटोरियल में हमें ये चार चीजें मिलती कि व्हाट इज द ग्लोबल शॉक, व्हाट इज इंडियाज पोजीशन, व्हाट आर द चैलेंजेस एंड व्हाट आर द अल्टरनेटिव्स, व्हाट आर द सॉल्यूशन फॉर इट. So this is what we have to get in every editorial, that we need to have a flow of it. If we are having the flow of that topic, then we can use it for the answer writing purpose. So from this topic itself, you are having one question. यहाँ पे आपको एक क्वेश्चन है. In the 21st century, economic sovereignty increasingly depends on ability to navigate a fragmented and unstable energy world. In this context, highlight the energy challenges for India and suggest measures. So this is one part which you have to write. Okay. So I think now if you look at this one topic, you may have got all the idea that what we are trying to explore here. Can you write that question now? अब आपके लिए आसान हुआ आंसर लिखना. We have seen all the parts of it. We have seen all the parts of it, the global shock, India's position, challenges and alternatives. So can you write the answer now? I have given you a question also. So can you write the answer now? The challenges for India in terms of energy and the alternatives for it. So we have to discuss each and every topic with this much clarity that once we have read something, once we have gone through revision of something, you should be able to write the content easily. You should be able to write it easily in the answers. So that is first question. Second question, second topic, India's green transition still runs on coal. So here again, we are going to look at some of the facts. Okay. See, energy transition fact. Over the past decade, India has emerged as one of the world's fastest growing renewable energy market. So it says that our growth as a country with renewable energy, our growth in terms of renewable energy is quite significant. In the last one decade, it has emerged as one of the fastest growing renewable energy market. Since 2017, renewables have consistently accounted for the largest share of new power capacity addition in the country. Means from 2017 onwards, we are having more capacity addition in renewable as compared to coal or fossil. So when we compare that if per year we are adding some capacity of energy, so which one is having more addition, renewable or fossil? We see that in India from 2017, it means almost from the last 9 years, we see that we are adding more renewables as compared to the coal or fossil. So this is two fact. Then at the same time, renewable energy account for 42.4% of installed capacity. We are not counting hydro in that. That's why it is saying 42. Otherwise, it has already come up to 52%. लगभग 52% हो चुका है, but we have not counted hydro in that. So that's why 42.4%. Okay. So it is accounting for 42.4% by March 2026. And in March 2005, it was only 0.72%. In the last 20 years, from less than 1% to more than 40%. In last 20 years, we have transitioned from less than 1% to more than 40% in case of renewable energy. So if you look at the growth trajectory over the last 20 years, it is a significant one. But now see the another part. Coal, its share in installed capacity has come down from 58% to 42.2%. The coal share in installed capacity has declined. Now at the same time, you will see another part. This is the real energy scenario. They are the one side of the fact, but we have the another side of the fact, the real energy scenario. What we see that renewables, they are accounting for more than 2/5 and more than 40%. More than 40%. But they generate only 15.8% of electricity in April 2026. Okay. So installed capacity, if we look at this installed capacity, that is 42% approximately. But actual generation is just 15%, or let's say 16%. Actual generation is just 16%. And in the case of coal, we see that the actual generation is near about 72%. The actual generation in coal is near about 72%. So we see that while capacity is being added, we see here that capacity, this is something which is increasing. This is something which is increasing, but actual generation, it is still lower. It is like you are having 4 vehicles. Just to understand it, you are having 4 vehicles. 2 of them are diesel vehicles and 2 of them are electric vehicles. So you are having 50% vehicles as electric vehicles. But out of 30 days, you are using the diesel vehicle for more than 25 days, and just 5 days you are using electric vehicle. So while you are having the electric vehicles, you are not using it. So same thing is here. We are having the capacity, but we are not able to utilize it. We are having the capacity of renewables, but we are not able to utilize it. Now the question is why? If we are having some resources, why we are not able to use it? Why we are not able to use it? So let's see this part. Thinking. Solar and wind, they remain intermittent source of electricity. Okay. Their output, this is going to fluctuate with weather conditions. So solar and wind, they are not becoming a major source or a consistent source of supply. They are not becoming a consistent source of supply. They are remaining as an intermittent source of supply. Their capacity or their utilization, their output, it is fluctuating according to the weather conditions. As per the weather conditions, their capacity is fluctuating. Whereas the electricity demand, it is continuous. Electricity demand is continuous. In fact, India has broken all the previous records. Our energy demand is consistently increasing. Our energy demand is increasing. But the output of solar and wind, the major part of renewables, they are not consistent. Their output is fluctuating. So this remains one of the major challenge. Okay. We don't have large scale battery storage infrastructure. So number one condition is weather. One of the factor is weather. Second factor is battery. Second factor is the battery. Okay. Third factor is lack of flexible grids. And what we see that lack of balancing capacity. We are not able to balance it. So there are 4 major factors why we are not able to use or why we are not able to get more energy from solar or wind. We see that weather conditions, battery storage, our grids are not smart enough. Our grids are not smart enough to channelize the energy. We don't have the adequate balancing capacity. At how we are balancing solar and other renewables, how we are integrating them in our supply chain of electricity, that is one of the major challenge. That is one of the major challenge. So this is why the coal remains this. Now see China. China is having oil and gas just like 4% of its power mix. China is having oil and gas just as 4% of its power mix. Electric vehicles and hybrids, they are like more than half of the new car sales. So if we look at from our neighborhood, China has reduced the dependence on oil and gas substantially. Even the new vehicles which are being sold, they are mostly electric or hybrid vehicles. Whereas electric and hybrid vehicles in India are still a new things. We are lagging behind China in this aspect also. Electric vehicles and the hybrid vehicles are comparatively a new thing in India as compared to that of China. So we have not used them efficiently. So this is also one part. Now what we see, what needs to be done? We have seen the problem. So what needs to be done? We need to invest in storage infrastructure, battery. We need to modernize our grid. We need to improve transmission connectivity and market mechanism capable of integrating intermittent renewables at scales. That if the solar energy is very much prevalent during a particular time of the day, so at that time we should utilize maximum part of that solar energy. In the evening, in the night, if it is not that much, we can look for other sources. But during the daytime, when it is sufficiently high, we need to utilize it. So this is one of the part. We need to properly balance our energy generation. We need to properly utilize our energy generation. Sir, I have seen in EV vehicles in news the blast in high weather heat during riding or charging. Then it's dangerous also, is it? Some of them can be dangerous. Lithium battery is having a challenge. So we can go for sodium battery. We can go for other sources. We can go for more thermal stable batteries. Like you may have seen, there are two types of phone. One is Chinese phone. Which we generally call, or पहले आपने देखा होगा, there used to be some very cheap phones which used to come in 3,000 and 4,000. They used to explode a lot. But if you are having a very good quality phone, then the chances of explosion or chances of battery exploding is quite less. You may not have heard that an iPhone has exploded because of the superior quality. But at the same time, if we are having a cheaper quality, then it is more likely to explode. So it is also about the quality. So this is also one of the part. So here what we have seen, first of all, we have seen some facts. We have seen the facts, capacity versus actual. Then we have seen why less utilization. Why lesser utilization? Then we have seen the third part, that neighborhood example. And then we have seen the solution. So we have looked at 4 of these things. That what is the green energy transition challenge in India? The facts with respect to capacity versus the actual. Why we are having lesser utilization. What is the example in neighborhood, plus what can be the possible solution? So now I think this entire sequence is clear. What we have read in this article, just by looking at this, can you now understand it? So whenever you are reading a topic, try to like find that what you are getting from there. When you are reading an article, when you are reading an editorial, you should first try to find out that at the end of this, what is your learning? What is the learning outcome from that article? Okay. So if you are making these points, अगर आप ये points को बनाने लगे, आंसर लिखना भी आसान होगा, टॉपिक को समझना भी आसान होगा. So at the end of every article, editorial or notes which you have made, make questions for yourself. अपने लिए questions बनाओ. जैसे आपके मन में एक क्वेश्चन था थोड़ी देर पहले कि what is the proper way of revising the topics? What is the proper way of revising the topics after 1 month or 2 months? So make a question like this. Make a question like this, that what is the fact? Why we are having lesser utilization? Is there any neighborhood example? Plus what solutions can be there? So this is something which you have to do. Once you are preparing your notes like this, then revising it, recalling it, using it becomes quite easier. So this is something which you have to do in this answer also. Now coming to the third part, India faces a 1991 moment. It needs reform, relook at subsidies. Okay. Now this article is talking about the Indian economic scenario right now. Plus, especially it is debating about two things. The fertilizer subsidy in India and the food subsidies in India. बनाते हैं लेकिन ज्यादा सोच नहीं पाते. तो दिस इज द प्रोसेस. अब धीरे धीरे इस प्रोसेस में लगातार लगे रहोगे तो देन यू विल बी एबल टू थिंक ऑल्सो अबाउट इट. सो इट इज नॉट अ वन डे गेम. देखो, आई हैव ऑलवेज टोल्ड दिस एंड आई हैव ऑलवेज रिपीटेड दिस that UPSC preparation is not a 30 days task. 30 दिन में IAS बने, ये चीज नहीं हो सकती. Cannot become a IAS in 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. You need a consistent deliberation, discussion, understanding, in-depth analysis of the topic. जब तक आप टॉपिक के डिटेल्स में नहीं जाओगे, until unless you are internalizing the topics, जब तक आप उस टॉपिक को डीपली समझने की कोशिश नहीं करोगे, till then it will be very much difficult to score in the exam. Okay, you were trying to make editorials from 15 to 22nd May. You got confused. No worries. I am here again. मैं वापस आ गया हूँ. Okay. So no need to worry about it now. We are again here. We are going to discuss each of them. We will come to the exam related question. After discussing one more editorial, we will come to that exam related. Okay. So India faces a 1991 moment. Why it is being said? See, we are seeing depreciation of Indian currency. It is said that $1 may be able to cross 100 rupees very soon. It may be there that in the near future, $1 may cross 100 rupees. $1 may be crossing 100 rupees within some weeks or month. So this is one of the challenging situation. Then we see that energy and fertilizer cost, they have almost doubled. Just to give one example, okay, like energy and fertilizer cost, they have almost doubled in the international market. In case of international market. Like when we talk about oil, oil was approximately $70 per barrel before war. Now this oil is crossing up to $120 per barrel during the war. So we see that the energy cost and the same way fertilizer cost, they have almost doubled in international market. Now what we see that the government is absorbing most of the price shock. We see that petrol, diesel prices, petrol or diesel price, it has been increased by rupees 3 or 4. The increase in petrol prices or diesel prices in India is quite lower. The fertilizer prices have remained same. The fertilizer prices have remained same. So what does it mean? The government is absorbing it. So what will happen then? If government is bearing the loss, what is going to happen? It is going to increase the fiscal deficit beyond 5% of GDP. So our deficit is going to increase, our subsidy is going to increase, our deficit is going to increase. So this is one of the part which we see here. Now see, there are other challenges also. FPI, the foreign portfolio investors, they are losing interest in Indian economy. There is a massive outflow. We see that there is a massive outflow of FPI. Massive outflow of investment. Domestic investors, you may have seen the stock markets crashing. Stock markets are crashing. So we are seeing that the domestic investors, they are also having a challenge. They're also worried about investment. Then we see that the IMD, the Indian Meteorological Department, it has said that we are going to have a strong El Nino season. We have already seen massive heat wave, less rainfall. We are going to have less rainfall. Crop production, this is going to reduce. We see that food inflation, this is something which is going to increase. Labor productivity, this is going to decrease. So we are having a bad weather also this year. We are having a bad season, a bad weather. We are having a bad weather also this season. Economy is going down. Weather is challenging. The situation has become so much complex. Okay. So this is one of the part which we see here. Now, if we look at our policy, just look at this. If we talk about international, urea cost around $935 per ton. But in case of India, it is being sold to the farmers at 70 ton to the farmers. It is being sold to the farmers at $70 per ton. What is the rate? 935 tons. $935 per ton. That is the rate of the urea in international market. We are giving more than 90% subsidy. The subsidy here is more than 90%. This is greater than 90%. And see, since the subsidy is so much, the subsidy is very high. So what we see that this urea, it is being diverted to industry, diverted to smuggling in neighboring countries. Like Nepal. In Nepal, a large amount of urea is being diverted from India. A huge amount of urea is being diverted from India to Nepal. People are purchasing urea and then selling it or diverting it towards Nepal. Okay. So, what we see that the fertilizer challenge is there. Now, in this scenario, what is the challenge? Our subsidy bill of fertilizer, it is around 1.71 lakh crore, but it may exceed up to 2.25 or 2.5. Our original target was that our subsidy bill is going to be 1.71 lakh crore. But now if we look at the inflation, now if we look at the fertilizer prices, it may go up as high as 2.5 lakh crore. 2.5 lakh crore. This can be the subsidy bill because of urea. Now what we see, so what is the solution here then? One of the option is we can go for a direct benefit transfer, that purchase it on the market price. People can purchase it on market price and then they can get the direct benefit transfer from the government. Yes, it is going to be a challenging task. It is going to be a challenging task because right now the farmers are getting urea at 300 rupees per bag. If they have to purchase it from market, it may cost around 3,500 to 4,000 rupees. The original cost of urea may cost around 4,000 rupees per bag. So for many farmers, it may become a challenge. So government can give money in advance and then ask the farmers to purchase it at market price. That is one of the option. Then there is another option. We can have a quantitative restriction based on land holding size for the crops being cultivated. That farmers cannot get unlimited amount of urea. There should be an amount which has to be decided on the basis of their land holding, that how much land they are having. On the basis of that, they can be given urea. Like the food which is being distributed, the public distribution system, the food which is being distributed, it is in a quantitative manner, that per person 5 kg or 4 kg. So in same manner, urea can be under the quantitative restriction. This is something which is possible, a possible alternative. This is something which can be immediately applied in India. Then what we see that we can also bring it nutrient based subsidy scheme. We can raise urea prices gradually and reduce the prices of phosphate and potassic fertilizer. That we can try to divert the farmers from urea to other fertilizers. We can transfer them to phosphate or potash fertilizers. There is an abuse of urea in India. There is an excessive use of urea in case of India. So we need to work on that ground. So this is another suggestion which has been provided. And the food subsidy. There is one challenge which is fertilizer subsidy. Another is food subsidy. So food subsidy is also around 2.28 lakh crore. Food subsidy bill. This is around 2.28 lakh crore. Now look at this. Niti Aayog says that only 11% people are poor in India. According to World Bank standard, government is saying that we have less than 5% of the people in India who are poor. So government's on record says that we have got just 5% people below the poverty line. Even from Niti Aayog multi-dimensional poverty index also, we are just having 11% of population under the poverty line. So then why are we distributing food to 80 crore of the population? If the people are not poor, so why we are distributing this food to 80 crore people? So that also remains a question. Okay. So here what we see that we need to rationalize the coverage. We need to rationalize the coverage. Many people are simply addicted to ration cards. Many people are simply addicted to ration cards. It's not about the poor people, but there are so many well-to-do families. They have got good jobs, they have got good business, and still they are going to get their ration from the public distribution system. They are still getting their ration from the public distribution system. So there is a lack of proper survey. We are not having an estimate of how many poor people are there in India. If the government says that only 5.3% are living below poverty line, then why are we distributing this to 800 million people in India? Why we are giving food to 800 million people if just around 20 or 20 crore of them or 200 million people are under the poverty line? So this remains one of the major question. So we have to rationalize the food distribution. So here in this article, you will see that there is a few things which is given there. First, the economic situation. It is explaining the economic situation. Second, it is explaining the subsidy challenge. Here we see that it is mainly discussing about the fertilizer subsidy, the amount, challenge, and solution. And it is also mentioning about the food subsidy. So mainly this article is discussing about this, that what we need to do, we need to relook at the subsidies. We need to have a relook at the subsidies in India. So you might be getting more editorials with respect to subsidy. So this is a small article with respect to subsidy. You might get some more in future. So this is one such article which we will enrich also in future. To keep this page separate, we will have some more add-ons on this topic in future. So there are some questions also for you to solve. कुछ questions भी आपके लिए. In the 21st century, economic sovereignty increasingly depends on ability to navigate. I have already told you this question. India's green transition remains incomplete. Discuss. तो कल से हम लोग वापस आंसर राइटिंग पे स्टार्ट करेंगे. लाइक आई एम गिविंग यू क्वेश्चन नाउ, so you can start answer writing, and from tomorrow again I will be explaining you how to write these questions. Okay, now what questions you were asking? आपके कुछ questions भी थे पहले एग्जाम को लेकर. We were having some questions also with respect to exam. You can ask them now. Sir, is it right that government is absorbing the shock where neighboring countries have already declared energy emergency? It's correct. Entirely correct. We have seen energy crisis or energy emergency declared in many countries. It's not only India is suffering. But what is the challenge? We were already having oil at such a higher price that there was no such further option to increase it. In second one, you have to write again in 150 words. You have to write again in 150 words. India's green transitions remain incomplete. Discuss. 150 words. Okay. So, any question related to exam, the prelims exam? Many of you were asking questions. क्या question था आपका? Let me see the question here only. As we know, the paper was lengthy yesterday, so there is a need to give more attention to the rest of topic or just focus on repeated questions. I didn't get it. See, if you look at the question, it's true that question was difficult. See, last day there were many such reaction videos. What we see that? Last day, what we see that, like when we talk about the paper today, when we talk about the GS paper, one thing is correct, lengthy. Yes. Factual. many questions. Confusion level very high. So what we see that there were many factual questions, confusion level was quite high. Now if we talk about the topics, tell me one thing. Tell me one thing here. How many strange topics were there? Tell me about this one thing. How many strange topics were there? कितने ऐसे टॉपिक आपको मिले एग्जाम में जो आपने कभी सुना ही नहीं, या कभी पढ़ा ही नहीं, या कभी उसके आसपास से गुजरे ही नहीं है? आई एम नॉट आस्किंग अबाउट द क्वेश्चन पैटर्न, आई एम आस्किंग अबाउट द स्ट्रेंज टॉपिक्स. हाउ मेनी क्वेश्चंस वर स्ट्रेंज वन, जो आपने कभी नहीं सुना? ऐसे टॉपिक कितने थे? Those who have seen the paper, those who have seen the questions, tell me about this one thing. How many questions were strange questions? तो कभी सुना नहीं, कभी जाना नहीं, कभी देखा नहीं. How much percentage of questions were strange? कितने परसेंट क्वेश्चन स्ट्रेंज क्वेश्चन थे जो बिल्कुल ही नहीं सुना? चलो 20%, चलो 30%. 30% तो आपने ज्यादा बोल दिया, बट लेट्स से 20%. चलो बहुत टफ लेवल पे मान के चल रहे हैं कि 20% क्वेश्चंस, 20% टॉपिक जो है वो स्ट्रेंज टॉपिक थे, है ना? इट मींस 80% टॉपिक्स फ्रॉम योर सिलेबस. एट्टी परसेंट टॉपिक आपके सिलेबस में थे या नहीं? If 80% topics were from your syllabus, it means 80 questions. And I am asking just this one part. Out of this 80 question, क्या 50 questions ऐसे थे या नहीं जो सॉल्व हो सकते थे? अस्सी क्वेश्चन आपके सिलेबस में से, उसमें से क्या 50 क्वेश्चन ऐसे थे जो आप सही से अगर रिवाइज करके गए होते, सही से चीजों को पढ़ के गए होते और एग्जाम में थोड़ा दिमाग लगाकर सोचा होता, तो क्या 50 क्वेश्चंस उसमें से सॉल्व होने लायक थे या नहीं? देखो, रिएक्शन वीडियो बनाना बहुत ही आसान है. मेनी पीपल हैव मेड रिएक्शन वीडियोस वेयर दे हैव सेड दैट UPSC cannot solve this, this cannot be done, that cannot be done, this is injustice to the students, injustice to many of the people. But think about it, 50 questions. UPSC is not asking you to top the exam. UPSC में कभी आपको ये बोला तो नहीं कि आपको टॉप करना है. UPSC ने तो आपको ये भी नहीं बोला है कि आपको 100 नंबर लाने हैं. So when we know that 50 questions were solvable, it means somewhere we were lacking. Okay. So if a student start practice of mains without aware about the result, where they don't waste time in mains preparation instead of focusing on prelims again. हाँ देखो, this is one question that right now what you should do. those who have given prelims, if you have given it this year, if you have appeared in 26, so what should you do? This is one of the question, that what should you do if you have appeared in prelims and you are not sure about the result? Okay, you are not sure about the result, and still, what should you do? Should you start focusing on prelims again, or should you focus on mains? Should you focus on mains? Tell me one thing. Let's say even if the exam is not cleared by you, then when are you going to prepare for the mains? आप mains की तैयारी कब करने का प्लान कर रहे हो? Which year? If you are preparing for 2027, when are you going to prepare for your mains exam? कब तैयार करोगे आप mains का? Now there are two segments of mains. There are two segments of mains. One is entirely current affair related, and one is static related. Static plus dynamic. Okay. Like suppose that there are certain topic in mains related topic. For example, like one related to history, geography, then we have core part of polity, ethics, science tech, static nature. Static nature is like the application of biotechnology in agriculture, application of biotechnology in environment, application of science tech for common people, application of space tech for common people, application of electronics and communication for common people. So there are some common questions which can be prepared. So at least you are having some options. You are having the option of ethics. You are having the option of your optional. क्या ये 7 सब्जेक्ट की तैयारी तब तक आप कर सकते हो? Can you prepare for these 7 topics in the next 2-3 months? और अगर आपने ये कर लिया तो आपका मेंस का 50% सिलेबस हो गया. If you have completed this part, then at least 50% of your main syllabus is done. So tell me about this, Aditya, that if you start preparing for prelims again, is that more wise, or should you start preparing for the mains here? Along with the mains, you can prepare somewhat for prelims, but you have to prepare the mains. देखो मेंस तो प्रिपेयर करना ही है ना. आप क्या सोच रहे हो कि प्रीलिम्स प्रिपेयर होने के बाद, प्रीलिम्स निकालने के बाद मेंस की तैयारी करोगे? इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू बी पॉसिबल. Not going to be possible that once you clear the prelims, then you prepare for mains. Rather, first prepare for mains, then prepare for prelims. Yes, I am continuously giving you mains related question, because see, the preparation is not of 1 year. To try to understand it. अब आपको UPSC का क्वेश्चन देखकर एक चीज समझ में आएगा. It is not of 1 year. It is a continuous process. Continuous process है जिससे आपको related रहना होगा. If there is no question on energy security this year, there can be a question on energy security next year. क्या अगले साल एनर्जी सिक्योरिटी पे क्वेश्चन नहीं आ सकता क्या? फूड सब्सिडी पे अगले साल मेंस में क्वेश्चन नहीं आ सकता क्या? फर्टिलाइजर सब्सिडी, कैन वी हैव अ क्वेश्चन इन मेंस एग्जामिनेशन नेक्स्ट ईयर और नॉट? या सिर्फ इसी साल आएगा? नहीं, देयर इज नो सच चेंज. देयर इज नो सच चेंज कि हाँ अब आपको एग्जाम के लिए कुछ नया करना है. You have to read the same topic. That was what I was explaining, that 80% of topic is again from your syllabus, मैं वो सभी मूवी के क्वेश्चंस को हटा रहा हूं, वो कन्वेंशंस के 5-6 को टॉपिक्स आ गए उसको भी हटा रहा हूं। चलो लेट्स रिड्यूस इट टू 70%। अगर 70% भी मानकर चलते हैं तो देन ऑल्सो यू आर एबल टू सॉल्व, लेट अस से 70 में से क्या आपके पास 40 क्वेश्चन बन रहे हैं कि नहीं? एंड इट इज नॉट एक्सपेक्टेड टू सॉल्व ऑल द 70 क्वेश्चंस। अगर आप 40 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करो इसका मतलब मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल आर सॉल्विंग 40 क्वेश्चंस ओनली। If you are able to solve 40 questions, it means most of the people are solving 40 questions only. So this is the game. UPSC is not asking you that you must have 120 plus marks, you must have 80 plus marks, you must have 70 plus marks. You have to be there in the top one. You have to be there in top 1%. If they are choosing out of 4 to 5 lakh people, if they are choosing the 15,000 people, you have to be in that 15,000 only. आपको बस वो चुने हुए 15,000 लोगों में होना है। You don't have to cross a particular part or a number. You have to be among the top 15,000. इतना तो एक्सपेक्ट कर ही सकती है यूपीएससी आपसे। UPSC has never said that you have to score 200 out of 200. UPSC has only given you everyone is having the same question. सबका same question है, सबका same content है. You have to be in the top 15%. So it's not that the question is like something which cannot be done. पूरा करना ही किसको है? It's not necessary that you have to solve 100 questions, 50 questions, 90 questions, 80 questions. You have to solve what top 15,000 will be solving. This is the nature of exam. It's okay. It's not problem at all. देखो, that's why I'm said कि it's not that always the pattern will be same कि हमेशा आपको static section से ही questions बनेंगे. Sometimes you might be able to solve questions from current mode, sometimes from static, sometimes art and culture can help you, sometimes it can deceive you. So you have to prepare for everything. हर चीज आपको तैयार रखनी है. So don't worry about it. Whenever there is a UPSC paper, जब भी UPSC का पेपर होता है, हर साल यही डिस्कशन होता है. You can see the last year discussion also. Every year there is the same discussion. In 2023 also, 24 also, 25 also, 26 also, 7 also, 2047 also. Every year there will be same discussion. UPSC has given a very tough paper. Yes, it does so. It does so every year. You have to upgrade yourself. You have to upgrade yourself. हाँ, आंसर आ जाते थे बस. Yes, that's correct. If you are able to eliminate the options also, then also you can easily solve it. नहीं, it's not required 50 क्वेश्चन. इस साल जितने टफ क्वेश्चंस आए हैं, अगर आप 40 क्वेश्चन के आसपास भी हो, if you are near about 40 questions, 40 क्वेश्चन के आसपास में आपको आ जा रहा है, मीन्स 80 के मार्क्स के आसपास में आ जा रहा है, you are in good score. You should prepare. If you are getting somewhere around 80 marks, you are in very good hands. सर आप हमारे लिए 2027 के लिए कुछ करेंगे? We have already started, and yes, for current affairs also, we will start some new batch. For 2027, we will start some new batch with some new features. Okay, so we are planning on it, and within 1 week, we will be announcing it. We might have separate batches for prelims and mains this year. Okay, so let's meet tomorrow. Let's meet tomorrow, and again we will discuss our editorials. So thank you everyone. Take care and all the best. Thank you.